Thanks for joining us for week 3. So Claude, cowork, automation. What does your stack look like? It's all the rage right now, selling programs and training tutorials. We're going to get you $300, $400, $1,500 a day with a 99% win rate on Polymarket or Kalshi. Sign up, DM me, blah, blah. So I don't buy those. I think those are kind of taking advantage of the excitement and frothiness of AI currently. And I also wanted to recommend that it provides us an opportunity to kind of take that energy and actually utilize it right now as a means to kind of put together a sustainable plan. The 3 things that we're going to talk about today are: 1, my current AI setup; 2, I'm going to share a fishing tale from this weekend; and 3, I'm going to give you a little bit more information on what my end state looks like. And I'm going to put up an image that shows the things that I wake up to. Some of the new things that we've developed: one is a knowledge crawl that basically looks for scientific citation or thought leader quotes. Adam Grant, Peter Attia, Daniel Kahneman, Lao Tzu, Plato, whatever kind of overlaps with some of the concepts that we're sharing or talking about. And additionally, we've built an engagement radar that looks for opportunities specifically on Reddit right now for us to kind of build audience. See, in the month of April, we've had multiple days where we're able to run on free compute, do things, get content, create stuff for free. That's important, and I'll talk about it later in my video about why that kind of ability to go free is important to my model and what I'm trying to accomplish. So the second thing that I wanted to talk about in this video was my recent fishing trip with my son. We had went up to catch trout. We had basically everything that we needed: pole, different baits, different lures, different setups, swivels, bobbers, hooks. We're ready. Had the spices, had the knife ready to clean the fish, grill it up. First time my son would have caught and eaten his catch. Over 2 days we didn't catch anything. And I thought it was a great kind of, there was a lot of reflection that was present on that trip. So one was like the AI piece where you can be prepared. I think we were. But there's just so much competition there that sometimes even being prepared, even knowing your techniques, still didn't get any fish. Not to say I'm an expert fisherman, I'm not. But in the AI space, just how ultra competitive it is right now. Secondly, there was a reframing piece that I also think is so critical. My son is up there, and sometimes he's just digging around in the dirt. He's happy as a clam, and a lot of times he's kind of coming over and patting me. He's saying, "Hey, Appa, it's okay, and that's kind of what brings me out, where it's like, I wanted to provide these things for him. I had a set plan and I wasn't able to pivot from it. I wasn't able I lost opportunities to more thoroughly enjoy my time with my son. My pride and joy there, sharing time with him, and I'm consumed with a bobber or the hook or a fish not biting. And so realizing him providing me with that opportunity and me being able to pivot into that at least gave us some time back, some moments where it was just shared bonding. And I'm so grateful of it. And where I think that is valuable for us in a professional sense is, I know that in standing up the AI and trying to get everything in a really sound place, sacrificed a lot. A lot of things that are very high in my priority list that I know I didn't pay enough attention to. One is my health, because obviously I'm very much about living a high quality of life. We're gonna kind of share more details about that later. Sleep and water. So I'm gonna have some infographics that go right here very, very shortly. But things like that, getting adequate amounts of sleep so that I can function and I can think clearly is very important. And I think that I, in sprinting to try to get things in a stable state so that I can walk away from it every day, and come home to product, was kind of a knowing sprint sacrifice that I did for a short time, but definitely not sustainable and definitely not for the long term. And so for me, what that calculus is, what I'm trying to leverage in my UMix, right? I'm using the term UMix, which is basically like all of your skills, everything that you've grew up with, all the things you've learned from your environment, remixed, but in an optimized way for whatever goal you're trying to achieve, right? I'm trying to use my UMix, right? I got a solid 9 to 5, right? Don't ever jeopardize it. I don't have time. I talking about how the uniqueness of us over time as you watch these videos, some of the things that would separate me, right? At 43, VO2 max in the 99th percentile. That separates me from a lot of men. Body fat usually between 10 and 11%. I smoked for 20 plus years. I don't own a TV in my house. Take that 99th percentile, take that 1% that exists. It's a very small subset, right? All of us have these unique nuances and information kind of feeds. So again, for me and my unique needs and where I am in life, that's a unique calculus. And I've said unique like 5 times, but that's what it is. That's why no template. That's like what I'm about. And I'm not gonna edit this. I'm fucking running with this like full on. That is what I think is part of the biggest problem, right? Everything is templated. You think about the most effective communicative books ever. Like for me, I think Atomic Habits, James Clear, like absolutely beautiful, right? 100% applicable. Does that make you a millionaire right off the bat? If you read it, it absolutely doesn't, because there are so many other pieces that need to land for you to get what you want. And who's to say even $1 million is what you want, right? There are so many things, time with my family, health, quality of life, things that are very difficult to quantify in just a dollar value, right? I want everything. I want everything. I want the relationships. I want the love. I want the feeling. I want the faith. I want all of it, right? And so everybody's goals are going to be different. Everybody's constraints that they're operating with are different. So any mention of templates, like I want to build this, like I want to do like social media. I want to build my presence. I want to write a book. I want to begin a coaching journey, right? I want to have clients. I ultimately want to empower people to do the same thing that I'm doing, like walk how I'm walking, but in their own way, right? And I fully expect to get there. And for me, it's just a time thing. And that's why I'm invested in this. I'm invested in showing how I think, how I approach things, because I believe that there is so much value out there left to be squeezed out of everyday life, right? I'm probably not applicable to people that are extremely wealthy. I'm probably mildly applicable to people who are experiencing extreme poverty. But for everybody else, I think there's so much more that people kind of gloss over because things become too complex. And I want to just like untangle them one at a time, and pose things for consideration, share unique ideas, engage with other people such as yourself, to try to cultivate and show what growth is possible. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys like it, please look in the bottom underneath, link in my bio, subscribe to the newsletter. You can even subscribe to. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.